My name is Ekkeking, and this is Chunkness, and welcome back to One Chunk Man episode 5. So, we left off with quite a discovery last episode. We've got a chop an elder tree, fletch it, and fire make it. Now, that requires 90 in all three of those skills. I was hoping 85 on fletching, because it's usually 5 levels different with the arrow shafts. But it's not for elder logs, because, they just want it to be like that. So yeah, how many willow logs do I need? 170,994. That's with an adjusted 500 for making bonfires, because I calculated it purely on XP as a bonfire, which would have required me 48,289 logs, and then fletching would require me 122,205 logs. So the fire making is not that big a deal, like 48, 49-ish thousand logs isn't all that bad. But those 122,205 logs for fletching is gonna be a grind. I'm gonna be well past 90 fletching. I've got 68 woodcutting at the moment. Actually 69, because I got 69 before I finished off last episode. But yeah, so I'm at 69 at the moment. So yeah, I've got a lot to go. I don't know how close I'll get to 99 woodcutting. I'm guessing about level 98, maybe 97. Not going to be 99. I don't think I've got a shot of that just yet. So yeah, without further ado, let's start this immense grind. And there we go. We have just hit 90 woodcutting, which means we can chop elder trees now, which is a very good positive. It has taken a seriously long time to get this. So we've got some things we unlock here, but yeah, these elder trees are big. Guess bamboo's nice for if we ever get there, but there's still the golden bamboo struggle then, which I think is 96. Um, so yeah, we've hit around 70,000 logs from this, which means we've got about 100,000 more to go. Um, on a positive note, it's not that positive, but during the whole grind I did get 2 fletching dailies, so I am 5k XP away from getting 61 on that. That will save me some time on grinding. I did get one woodcutting challenge in the way. I didn't see any fire making challenges, and my plan at first was to just get to 170,000 logs, so 1,000 less than I need, because I'd assume I'd got off about 1,000 logs with dailies, and then if I'd have quite a few dailies, I would just recalculate how many logs I'd need, but it would take a really long time before I'd even get to those skills. So I think I've decided to just go for 90 fire making, as it's the smaller grind. I might stop at 89, but I think I'll just go for 90 just to make it. Right, so here we are at the big boy tree that's been giving me so many struggles. So I was gonna make a joke that I was gonna steal from someone. I was gonna say, you could say I'm a woodcutting locked Ironman, which I stole from a YouTuber called Happy, who does the Nomad Mode challenge on his account, Nomad Mood. But I've decided not to do that. But I was gonna mention it anyways. Um, so yeah, let's just chop this elder tree and get this over with. Yes, I do need to remember to chop an elder tree. Yeah, because there's no need of me being a member to chop willow logs. I should cut this clip. I should cut the end of the last clip. But I'm probably not going to do that, because people make mistakes. So, yeah, that's embarrassing. There we go. That's 61 fire making. So that's the first level of the grind. I'll probably not be checking in all these levels, but yeah, I thought I'd get the first level in. Just completed another fletching daily, which are always very nice. Let's claim it, and boom. That's 61 fletching, so that's the level less we've got to do. I didn't actually know until recently you could claim these challenges at the side here, like here. I didn't know about that, so probably lost a few during my woodcutting grind at the very beginning. But yeah, that's level less. I've been using these maple logs I got from was it from Tiny Acorns, I think it's called, the second caper of the Thieves Guild. No, I don't think I got them from that. You just get rewards from doing the acres, and then you got some tea clocks and some maple logs. So yeah, I've had 3 challenges so far. I had an iron arrow, not iron arrow, just an arrow one, and then I had 2 bow ones, which I made some maples for. But yeah, that's the first fletching level down. Not like we're actively training fletching, but it's always nice to see that fletching daily to know. I'm gonna need about 250 logs less now, which is nice, because 250 logs is like 25 minutes of chopping, and it's like no time in fletching at all. So yeah, yeah. So without further ado, let's just continue fire making. Just a 70 fire making, meaning that fire making's out of the 60s, and we're on our way to get that 90 fire making for the elder logs. Right, so we just hit 75 fire making. Didn't take too long, comparative to the Pookaguy grind. So you can do magic logs now. There's some quest unlocks along the way. However, slight change in plan. I'm gonna train Fletcher now. My reason being is I got one fire making daily. Think this morning. I did it and I saw, oh, I'm getting XP drops from this. So I'm training Fletching so that one, the XP drops will be higher if I do get a a daily for it, and two, I kind of want to keep them at about the same level, maybe like 5 levels apart. Maybe when I get closer to 91 level, 2 levels apart. Um, it makes sense because it took me about a month or so to get this amount of logs, about 70k. I need to probably get another 100k, so that might take me a month and 10 days or whatever. So yeah, I thought I'd probably train Fletcher now. Also, probably when I'm going to train woodcutting now, I might chop 10,000 logs and then Fletcher fire making, depending on what I'm going to be training at the time. Kind of to break the monotony, because I chopped the 50,000 logs very quickly, but then those other 20,000 I kind of became a bit sluggish because it was getting a bit monotonous. So I'm probably going to do that to kind of change things up for a little bit. But yeah, so 75 fire making, I'm going to be going for 75 Fletcher now, and then I'll see which one I'll train first. That's 75 fletching, so yeah, got both fire making and fletching up to 75. I think I'm gonna continue fletching, just get that up to 80. I made about 21,728 bows for what I've got in my inventory as well. So I've got 38k logs left. So I think I'll go through all of them, and then I'll probably end the video and probably show you the chunk map again, because I've got this new Chunkpicker. So I'll show that off, show you, that you kind of get a refresher of what we were left at, and then I'll probably talk about some things I've been thinking about, some rules and all that, because I think I've had a lot of time to think about some rules, and yeah, there might be some I want to have a little talk about. So this fletching in itself was a lot better than the fire making was, and this is purely because there's no bonfire. If I'm AFKing a bit too much, I'm just losing XP of not working. But when you're AFKing with the bonfire and the bonfire goes out, when I've been AFKing, I'm losing logs per bonfire, which sets up AFK time less, because if the bonfire goes off while I'm AFKing, I don't notice it as quickly, so I'll have to relight a log and all that. So yeah, the fletching's definitely a lot more enjoyable. I think XP rate wise is very similar, because you get through more logs an hour, so the XP rates are very similar. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna probably go to 80. If I'm using maybe a bit too much, I'll stop. I hope I can get both to 80, because that would be kind of a good point to be setting off on. So yeah, I'll see when the next interesting thing happens. Right, so here's a quick look at the chunks we've got in the new Chunkpicker I got from Nomad Mood. So yeah, this is it's pretty much what Pookaguy used, but just an R3 version. I didn't really know it existed. So yeah, so these are all the chunks we can unlock. Now there's two I'm a bit iffy about, and I've not hit them yet. So one of them is this one right over here, because you can see the transport sign here, which I think is a transport sign to the archaeology islands, which I think it's this chunk. But I don't actually know if the NPC is in this chunk, and I can go or not. So because here the middle of it's actually not in the chunk. I don't think this will be an unlockable chunk, and as such, this is the unlockable chunk. But however, I don't know if that's just a shortcut to Mortania, so that's why I kind of still gotta have a look at it. But I don't know if anyone knows about that. Now here's where I might have some rule change. So I don't think I will actually do it for Demonheim. I was gonna say that I could use the boat here to get the Demonheim here, so that I could get to Demonheim to start engineering, because it's not really another way to really get there. But I'm not that far off, in all honesty. So that's why I kinda don't think that should be a thing. The other thing is when I unlock this edgefill chunk, I think it is this one. Yeah, I will unlock the edgefill lever to here. Now, transportation methods haven't really been allowed, but what I want to do is one-way transportation methods. So I know the edgefill lever isn't really a one-way, because it kind of goes to already back. But the reason I want to do that is so that I kind of get in multiple parts of the map instead of just slightly expanding where I'm at. So it will get me, I think it's this East Arctic chunk here, where the lever is, or the lever, or it's in one of these chunks. I think it is this one. So yeah, so when I unlock that, I will allow myself to have the lever as an extra chunk. However, I can't use it unless I instantly roll the East Arctic chunk, and that's purely because I don't have a way to get back. So I can still roll the major arena. So if I roll the major arena, then I'll have a teleport out, so I can use it. Or I can go to all the chunks around. I can roll these chunks as well then. But I need a chunk that can either get me into a teleport level, or that can get me out of the wilderness without needing a teleport. So if I unlock that chunk, it is really 100% dead at the moment, but I can't really see a way around it. Which also means that all the stuff in that chunk is locked until I can get out of the wilderness. Because I think getting into deep wilderness and getting into East Arctic could be somewhat helpful. I know the KS Elemental runs around here, and I think this is his spawn chunk. Because even if he goes in a chunk, I want his spawn chunk to be the chunk I need to kill him in. It's one of these chunks here, one of these two, I think. I think it is this one. So yeah, that's what I was currently thinking. So now I don't know if there's any other like one-way teleports like that in the game. So like if anyone really knows about that, let me know if you know about others like that. But if I find any others like that, I will be allowing myself to somewhat use them. But I think that's really the only one there is. Yeah, I don't think there's any others. So yeah, I just wanted to make that an exception. Um, so yeah, I just showed you the new map, which is going to be a lot easier to use. I'll see where I'll put the blacklist chunks. I might just edit them over somewhere. I've currently got one, because I've got the 10 chunk unlock. So I'll only unlock my second one at 30 chunks anyways. And then the other one was also talking about these blacklist chunks. I've been thinking, like, if I hit, I don't want to do 25. I think I want to do every 50 quest points I gain, I want to allow myself another blacklist chunk. It's either that, or I'll do 25, 50, 100, 200, 400. So kind of always doubling the amount I need, except for the first time. Um, So pretty much always adding the same amount of chunks I needed the first time. Uh, that will be then the way how I do that. So don't know if anyone feels that's a good thing, because I know once I start unlocking more parts of the map, it will be easier for me to unlock to do quests. Like I know here in Varrock, if I unlock this Edgefield chunk, this Barbarian Village chunk, and this Varrock chunk, I'll be able to do Gertrude's Cad. I'll be able to do the Romeo and Juliet rework, which I've just totally forgot the name of. If I unlock the Wizard Tower, there's 2 quest points there. And other stuff like that. So just if I and this chunk here is 1 or 2 quests as well. I know I can definitely complete Broken Home. There's the gold quest, and then there's the bone guy, but I don't know if I can complete those last 2. And then if I unlock this chunk, I can do Priest in Peril and all that. I think I'll definitely be able to do the bone one. So like going this way would just unlock me loads of quests, so I don't really know how good of a rule that would be. And then the Gowers quest is fully instant, so once I hit 33 quest points, I can just do it. So stuff like that does kinda make me think, oh, should I make the quest point thing a rule? But otherwise, I think once I've got loads of chunks, it's gonna be hard. And I think there is gonna be chunks I do want to blacklist for reasons that I'll talk about when I get there. Like I've talked about the God Wars Engine 2 one, because that's an unreal grind. It's even like, I think what I'm doing now, even though it's probably less fun what I'm doing now, it's still somewhat of a doable grind. But doing all those God Wars Dungeon 2 bosses and then killing Talos, which I've personally never done. So I'd have to first try to do that on my main to get good, and then try it with the gear I've got on my Ironman, which is probably also going to be absolutely impossible with what I've got. Like, I know I can get the what is it, the samurai gear for ranged, and then I can get glaives, or I can get the Hellwear gear to probably kill him with. But that would just be an absolute pain to go through. So that's why I kind of think the blacklist chunks are there. Like I try, when I am gonna blacklist, I'm gonna try not to blacklist chunks that would really stop me from progressing much in the game. I know there's one which I will blacklist if I get it, unless I've got some other chunks unlocked. If I do unlock that chunk, blocking that chunk off does kind of block a giant part of the map off. That then, because it's the only way you can get to the other part of the map is you have to go through that chunk. There is other ways, but you need teleports for it. Now, I think for that teleport, you need to do a quest, and you obviously need to be able to get through that chunk to get to the quest. So yeah, so if anyone's got any inputs on that, that would be very appreciated. So on that note, I'm gonna just end the episode right here. I'm probably gonna continue fletching until I'm through all the logs. It's not really that much for me left to do in this episode, because I'm not going to be getting the 90s in this episode, because this was more of just meant to be a quick little update episode, because otherwise I wouldn't have had an episode in a very long time. You might have thought I quit again, because kind of did quit after episode 4. That's why it was uploaded way later than it was actually recorded. But yeah, on that note, thank you very much for watching. Give the video a like, subscribe, give me a comment, tell me what you think about a bit of the rules I just talked about, and all that stuff. So on the last episode, I talked about maybe streaming on Twitch. Obviously, because I quit, I didn't really go through on that. But if anyone would be interested in that, I might reconsider it. I've never really streamed before, so it might take me a while to even figure out how to do it. But yeah, if anyone's interested in that, um, feel free to comment on it, and maybe I'll start streaming, and then I'll link the Twitch channel later in the description if I've got some comments for it. So yeah, on that note, I'll see you guys in the next episode.